Up a resignation and a big move to chart a new course at the White House, at least when it comes to messaging.
Sean Spicer is out as White House press secretary after just 6 months and 1 day on the job. Tonight, President Trump tweeted, "Sean Spicer is a wonderful person who took tremendous abuse from the fake news media, but his future is bright."
But there is a new picture emerging tonight as well of Spicer's last day on the job, and it's not a pretty one. KCAL 9's Andrea Fujii joins us now with more on that. Andrea?
Well, Lena and Jeff, Sean Spicer had been fading from the spotlight. His last press briefing was a month ago. It was reportedly all a strategy, though, to not get more of the spotlight than the president. And Spicer thought it was working. But this morning, he apparently got a big surprise and quit on the spot.
Politico reports tonight Sean Spicer was feeling safe in his job lately. He heard rumblings last night that President Trump might add someone to his team, but was blindsided when he found out this morning Anthony Scaramucci would be his new boss. Spicer promptly resigned. Tonight, Spicer told Sean Hannity on Fox News the president wanted him to stay.
He's been very gracious throughout this process. He wanted to bring some new folks in to help rev up the communications operation. And after reflection, my decision was to recommend to the president that I give Anthony and Sarah a clean slate to start from.
Spicer had taken on the director role after Republican strategist Mike Dubke had resigned from the post in May. Tonight, he refuted any claims he disapproved of the new team.
I just think it was in the best interest of our communications department, of our press organization, to not have too many cooks in the kitchen.
Scaramucci is a New York businessman and worked closely with the president on his transition. Sources say Trump has been hoping to hire him for a while, but Spicer and many other top White House insiders oppose the move. Scaramucci will now report directly to the president.
I was in the Oval Office with him earlier today, and we were talking about letting him be himself, letting him express his full identity. I think he's got some of the best political instincts in the world and perhaps in history.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the former deputy press secretary, will now officially be the press secretary. She read a statement from the president.
I wish him continued success as he moves on to pursue new opportunities. Just look at his great television ratings.
Those TV ratings include the publicity gained after the press repeatedly questioned Spicer on the administration's factual interpretations, such as the crowd size at the president's inauguration.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period, both in person and around the globe.
And some members of the press also considered him to be combative toward the media.
If the president puts Russian salad dressing on his salad tonight, somehow that's a Russian connection. Please stop shaking your head again.
And then there's the infamous Saturday Night Live skits by Melissa McCarthy.
Don't F with me, Glenn. Next question.
Spicer admitted it takes thick skin to do his job.
Sometimes it can be funny. Some of the memes you have to laugh at yourself a little bit. But there are times when it goes from funny to mean.
Well, sources say there were objections to Scaramucci's hire. Chief of Staff Reince Priebus and Chief Strategist Steve Bannon were all allegedly opposed to it. Spicer says he will stay on board through August. Lena and Jeff, back to you.